Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 24th of March. Following High Court orders, doctors call off strike in Western India. Afghan Taliban growing in strength with capture of a strategic district. And now for all the details. The Indian Medical Association called off their 4-day-long mass strike on Friday. This came after the Bombay High Court warned them to resume their work by Saturday. Otherwise, the government and Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation will take punitive actions against them.
The Indian Medical Association finally called off their strike on Friday following a meeting with the provincial chief. They were demanding strict action to be taken against the violence faced by the doctors' fraternity and for proper security. During the strike, hundreds of patients were affected as several hospitals cancelled surgeries and shut down their outpatient departments or OPDs.
कल भी जितनी वारदातें हुई सब डिस्कस हुई और उसके बाद चीफ मिनिस्टर ने थ्रू एश्योरेंस तो दिया ही है थ्रू और पूरा स्टेटस जो माननीय हाई कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है वो हिसाब से पूरा कैसे सिक्योरिटी कब से बढ़ानी है सब कुछ एश्योरेंस दिया है ग्राउंड रियलिटी में भी सिक्योरिटी बढ़ रही है.
The matter came to light when nearly 4,000 resident doctors stayed away from work since Monday, demanding enhanced security in the wake of a string of attacks on their colleagues by patients' relatives at government hospitals across the province.
Meanwhile, the United Nations Human Rights Council in Geneva on Thursday allowed a Baloch representative to complete his statement despite interruption by the Pakistani delegation. Leading with the United States, representative of several countries sidelined Pakistan's request of expunging his remarks.
The Pakistani delegation interrupted the Baloch Republican Party or BRP representative at the United Nations Human Rights Council or UNHRC in Geneva, stating that an internal matter of the country should not be discussed at the council. Abdul Bukti, the Baloch representative, was speaking on the issue of the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC project.
Since the agreement between China and Pakistan in 2015, hundreds of thousands of Baloch people have been forcefully displaced from their hometowns along the CPEC route. 12,000 army personnel deployed on the security are basically paving the way for CPEC by massacring or displacing the local populace.
Sidelining the Pakistani delegation's request to refrain the BRP representative from speaking on the issue, the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Norway and Netherlands allowed Bukti to complete.
The speaker should be allowed to continue speaking.
Bukti concluded the statement by adding that the resources of Balochistan are being exploited and the local people are being deprived of all the basic facilities due to the construction of the project.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan. Taliban fighters have captured the strategic district of Sangin in southern Afghan province of Helmand. This comes as security forces have pulled out the area, leaving the district center to the insurgents. A report.
Officials said the Taliban insurgents had taken the map-in key district of Sangin after security forces pulled out of the area in the notorious southern province of Helmand. This highlights the scale of challenge facing the government and its international allies. Since NATO pulled out troops in 2014, Afghan forces have struggled to contain the spreading insurgency on their own. Helmand is vital in Afghanistan's billion-dollar opium trade and is largely already in the hands of the Taliban. The group has made major gains in the area in the past 2 years and said they captured a police headquarters and a military base overnight on Thursday, taking equipment abandoned by government forces. It all comes as United States President Donald Trump weighs up America's commitment to a conflict now in its 16th year and with no end in sight. More fighting is expected across Afghanistan as the warmer weather sets in, with the officials warning 2017 may be even tougher than last year.
More from Afghanistan. Due to growing insecurity and shrinking international funding, nearly 1 in 3 children in the war-ravaged country will miss school this year.
Children rummage through large rubbish pits in Afghanistan's Kandahar in search of paper, plastic and empty cans that they can sell to earn $4 to $5 a day to support their parents instead of going to school. More than 3.5 million children, almost 1 in 3 Afghan kids, missed school when the new year began on Thursday, and the numbers are predicted to rise. In the insurgency-plagued southern province of Kandahar, Kobi School is a typical school which has poor facilities. Rising school attendance, more than 7 million last year, had been held up by the international community as a success of efforts to rebuild Afghanistan from decades of war.
ستونزه دا ده چې دلته خپله نامني خو خپله دا ستونزې جوړې کړي دي او بل د دې ترڅنګ خلک بیریږي چې دا زموږ کوم دغه چې هغه به شاید اختتاب سي خو او بل په مکاتبو کې هغومره تشویق نشته چې زده کوونکو ته یې ورکړي او دوی راسي درسونه وایي.
United States Agency for International Development has spent about $868 million for Afghan education programs. Despite benefiting many, watchdogs claim money earmarked for new buildings and materials has been misspent.
In news from Bangladesh, Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh recounted their experiences of violence that led them to flee Myanmar as more shelters are built at unregistered camps. Around 1,100 families are currently staying at the unregistered camp, but the number is increasing as more flee across the border.
At an unregistered camp in Cox's Bazar on Bangladesh's southeast coast, recently arrived refugees rushed to build more shelters on Friday. As the flow of Rohingya Muslims coming into Bangladesh goes unabated, more stories emerge of the violence they faced back in Myanmar at the hands of the military. A leader of the refugees staying in the camp said they asked for Myanmar to accept them as citizens and for those who carried out torture to be tried in an international court.
The military ayara to aji dikki to arada falayare farad gigoy farad bade arbaida the harino var arbai to go nati go harino vari tara dori bade tarar mariare ar goro dagite gatomade golaiji golair bade arada to faladeci tar hodin jayare arbai tara to tuar te ar goro daga jayare side de e gatomade ka medi deha kura medi deha giye median ma kusari side de tin jonore ek gatot rosi banda mora tin jonore tuliare
Human rights monitors have voiced serious doubts that several investigative commissions set up by the Aung San Suu Kyi government and its security forces had the tools and independence needed for an impartial probe. Suu Kyi last November told diplomats that her country was being treated unfairly. Rohingya Muslims have been fleeing northwestern Myanmar, where they are denied citizenship since the early 1990s. At least 3 lakh have crossed into Bangladesh according to the Red Cross.
Moving on, Indian government and Google India announced a set of initiatives recently at an event in New Delhi. It included ensuring secure digital payments and creating community awareness on safe and secure digital practices.
To ensure secure digital payments and to create community awareness on safe and secure digital practices, the Indian government and Google Vice President of Southeast Asia and India announced a set of initiatives. Google and India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology will launch a Digital Payment Security Alliance for the government's digital and financial inclusion programs. India's push for digital payments comes after Prime Minister Narendra Modi's demonetization drive, started on November 8 by abolishing 500 and 1,000 rupee currency to fight against black money.
Our mission in India is very simple: Internet for every Indian. A connected India will access to the whole web, will help businesses grow, power education, and create massive growth opportunities across every aspect of India's economy.
Google also focused on closing the major digital gender divide in rural India, as only 1 out of 10 internet users in rural India is a woman. It also launched an initiative, Internet Sarthi, to do ground activation in 300,000 Indian villages by the end of 2018.
Renowned Indian sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik on Thursday created a sand sculpture on the terrorist attack in London. In a recent terror attack at the Houses of Parliament in London, 5 people, including a police officer, were killed and more than 40 others were injured. The assailant was later shot dead. It was the first mass casualty terrorist attack on Britain in over a decade. Patnaik condemned the attack by saying that problems can be solved in a peaceful way as well. He created the piece at Puri Beach in India's eastern Odisha province. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Following High Court orders, doctors call off strike in Western India. Afghan Taliban growing in strength with capture of strategic district. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.